Hey guys, what's up? GP2K here, back in another video. And today we're going to be talking about the quarterbacks from the 2021 NFL Draft and what they did in college and how good we think they're going to do in the pros and what their strengths and weaknesses are. And we're just going to be going over that. And if you guys have any ideas for future videos, please leave it down in the comments below. And if you like our content, please like and subscribe. And without any further ado, let's get into it. The first quarterback on this list is Trevor Lawrence, and he's a great quarterback. Everyone knows it. He's the most, for sure, number one overall pick since Andrew Luck. And some of his strengths are that he has a great arm. He can throw it super far, but also super hard and fast. And also his mobility is really good. He's really good at avoiding defenses, but one of his weaknesses is that he doesn't slide when he takes off running. And also he has great accuracy. His size is elite, 6'6", 230. That's everything you look for in a size when you look at an NFL quarterback. He'll have no problem looking over his linemen. He has great mechanics and footwork, and he's really good at mechanics in the pocket. But some of his weaknesses are he doesn't have many of them, but every once in a while he takes a little bit too long to make a throw and throws a couple picks. And every once in a while, also, he overthrows a receiver, but he rarely does that because he's a really good quarterback. Because of that, I got to give him 5 stars. The next quarterback on this list is Zach Wilson, coming out of BYU. He's a great quarterback, and he has great deep throw accuracy. He has an elite NFL arm. He's a crafty playmaker, and what I mean by that is he's kind of like Lamar Jackson when he's back behind his lineman. He can move around the pocket and even outside the pocket and make plays on the run or even when his feet are set. And his mobility is also great. He can take it off and run it when he needs to, but that's not his biggest strength. His biggest strength is obviously his arm, and that'll lead us into some of his weaknesses. His mechanics and footwork could use a little bit of work, but if he has good coaching, I think he'll be able to correct that. And also, he has some issues with injuries. Like the year before this year, he had a shoulder surgery but after that, he came back and did great. And that will take us into the next weakness. He kind of only had one good year in college, so that is kind of hard when you're scouting a player if they only had one good year. So I still think he's the second best quarterback in the draft, and I got to give him 4.5 stars because he's just a great player. Next up, we got Justin Fields coming out of Ohio State. And at first I was a little bit skeptical about him because everyone knows about the Dwayne Haskins controversy. I don't really trust Ohio State quarterbacks right now. And I know Justin Fields is a lot better of a quarterback than Dwayne Haskins was, but I still got to give him an even chance. I can't just judge him just because he went to Ohio State. But besides that, I think he's a good quarterback. He has great deep throw accuracy. He's really fast and really mobile, and he's really good at taking off and running it when he has to. And also, he has a really great pocket presence. He's really good at moving around the pocket and not scrambling outside the pocket when he doesn't have to. But some of his weaknesses are he does have a little bit shaky ball placement sometimes, and also his decision making is a little bit off. So I got to give him 4 stars, but I still think he's a great quarterback, and I got to give him tied for 3rd place in this. Next up on the list is Trey Lance, and he's really big, really fast, really strong, and has a big arm. And what does that sound like? Cam Newton. I think he's going to be like a Cam Newton in the NFL. He has a really great arm. He can throw it well over 60 yards when he has to. He's really tough, and he won't take a sack without a fight, and he'll easily lay down his pads and crack one of the defenders. And his decision-making is really good. He went a whole season without throwing a single interception, but that'll bring us into some of his weaknesses. Sometimes his accuracy is a little bit off. Even though he went a whole year without throwing a single pick, he didn't have many great defenses to play against, and he missed a couple throws by a lot. And some of his footwork is a little bit iffy, and one of his weaknesses is he doesn't have to play against hard defenses like Trevor Lawrence does. And so I got to give him 4 stars. He's a great quarterback, but I don't think he'll have a very long career. Like most quarterbacks like this, they don't play most after 30 unless they have a great arm, which I think he could be, but I think he relies on his running game too much. So 4 stars for him. Next up on the list is Mack Jones out of Alabama. And he's a good quarterback. I mean, I think he'll be a good quarterback in the NFL for a really long time. I don't think he'll ever be a great quarterback. He has a pretty low ceiling, if you know what I mean. But I don't think he'll be a bust either. I think he'll be like a Kirk Cousins kind of quarterback. He gets the job done every single game, but he'll never be like an insane quarterback or like a top 5. And some of his strengths are that he is really good at processing a defense really fast and getting the ball out quick. He has great footwork. He has good decision making. And also he has great pocket mobility too, even though he's not that fast. And that'll bring us into some of his weaknesses. Like I said, he's not fast at all. He can't run the ball if you want him to. He's he's just not. Every once in a while he has an occasional lazy throw. He doesn't have a great arm, and his deep accuracy isn't that great. So I gotta give him 3.5 stars. He's a good quarterback, but he'll never be a great one. Last on this list is Kyle Trask. And he has a lot of talent, but he's really, really raw. Some of his strengths are his accuracy. He has actually decent accuracy, but every once in a while, he either underthrows or overthrows every once in a while. He has a good touch on the ball. His size is great. He's really, really big. And he has a lot of potential, but I don't think he'll be a great player right away. I think if he's in a system like Patrick Mahomes was, where he sat on the bench for a year, I think he could be a great quarterback. So if a team like the Buccaneers want to draft him and have him sit behind Tom Brady for a year, I think he'll work out good with that. And some of his weaknesses are that he overthrows some throws, and his footwork isn't that great. And every once in a while, he doesn't have very great decision making. So I got to give him 3 stars. He's just too raw to give him any higher than that. But I think he has a lot of potential, and he could be a great player in the NFL. So he's last on this list, so I got to make him the 5th player on this list. So guys, that's pretty much it for today. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for any future videos or what things we did wrong in this video, please leave it down in the comments below. And that's it. See you next time.